Good afternoon, boys and girls. This is Ms Harling. I'm here to go over tonight's homework for Mrs. Graham's class and for my class. This is the homework that I assigned for you to do tonight. It says at the top, relate subtraction and division. It is practice and homework lesson 6.5. And at the bottom, we are on page 329. This is chapter 6. The back of this paper would be page 330. So let's first go over our learning target that we have been learning for division. It says, I can use repeated subtraction and a number line to help me divide. So we know what repeated subtraction is. It's a strategy that we can use to help us when we are learning the answer to a division equation. And we also learned how to use a number line, and we count back on the number line again to help us to divide when we are trying to find the quotient, the answer to a division equation. So let's get started. Number one, I'm going to go over because they showed you what they did, just to make sure that we understand how to do both strategies. It says write a division equation. The equation is 16 divided by 4. The strategy that they decided to use was repeated subtraction. So they subtracted 16 minus 4 first. That's where they got 16 divided by 4. So 16 minus 4 is 12. Brought up the 12. You continue to subtract 4. 12 minus 4 is 8. You bring up the 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. You bring up the 4, and 4 minus 4 is 0. Remember, with our repeated subtraction, you must get to 0 in order to stop subtracting. Now, when we go back and count how many times we subtracted, we know we subtracted 4 times. So now we have the quotient, the answer to the division equation. 16 divided by 4 equals 4. So you also have to do that, boys and girls, for number 2. They already did it for you, so I'm not going to do anything for number 2. You should be able to write the division equation that goes along with the repeated subtraction. All right, in the middle of the page, it says use repeated subtraction or a number line to solve. Well, we just went over repeated subtraction, so I think I'm going to use a number line to help me solve one of these problems. Now, they don't give you a lot of room, so you might have to use a scrap piece of paper, you might have to use a scrap piece of paper to help you so you have a little bit more space to write your answer and then, or to show your work, and then you can put your answer on the paper. So I'm going to do, let's do 36 divided by 9. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to try to do this problem in this big space here so that I can find the answer. I'm going to use a number line. So I am going to draw a horizontal line. Let me zoom out just a little bit. And I am going to put my arrows at the ends, and I'm going to start at 36, and I am going to count backwards. Now, I'm going to subtract 9 each time because my divisor is 9, my dividend is 36. So if I'm starting at 36 on the number line, 9 is the number that I have to keep taking away as I count backwards on this number line. So 36 minus 9. Let's see, Ms. Harling can't even figure that out in her head. So I'm just going to write it over here. Is 27. So 36 minus 9 is 27. Now I'm going to subtract 9 again. 27 minus 9 is 18. Remember, I have to get to 0. So my number line might be a little bit bigger. I don't know. We'll see. 9 minus 18 is 9. And then 9 minus 9, I'm counting back 9, will take me all the way to 0. So now I'm done. How many jumps did I make? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 36 divided by 9 is 4. Again, let me explain that. We used a number line to solve this problem. We started at 36, it's the largest number, and we counted back by subtracting 9 each time. So 36 minus 9 is 27. 27 minus 9 brought us to 18. 18 minus 9 gives me 9. And 9 minus 9 took me all the way to the beginning, which is 0. And then I counted my jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. My answer is 4. So don't forget, when you are using a number line or if you're doing repeated subtraction, the divisor is the number you always subtract. And the dividend is the largest number, and that's also the number you use to start your subtraction. All right, moving on. When you do 3, 4, and 5, you could use a number line or you could use repeated addition again, or excuse me, repeated subtraction. You might have to use a scrap sheet of paper, and then you could just put your final answer on the homework. All right, number 7 and number 8 are problem solving problems where you have to read carefully in order to find the answer. So I'm going to do number 8. It says, Boelle decides to plant rose bushes in her garden. She has 24 bushes. She places 6 bushes in each row. How many rows of rose bushes does she plant in her garden? So let's underline and circle important information. Again, I am going to zoom in so that we can see everything that's there. So we know she has 24 bushes. She wants to place 6 bushes in each, keyword, row. Question, how many rows of rose bushes does she plant in her garden? So we are dividing 24 bushes divided by 6 bushes are going to be put in each row. So if we divide 24 divided by 6, again, if you don't know the answer, you could do a number line. You could use repeated addition. You could also make equal groups. You could make 6 circles, and you could keep counting till you get to 24 to see how many are in each group. I'm just going to tell you right away, the answer is 4. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see the picture. You could just put 1 in each row, and if you do that, you'll see that there's 24 altogether. So that's why 24 divided by 6 equals 4. The answer is 4. All right, now I am going to go to the bottom. Let me just kind of zoom out here a little bit. And I am now going to do number 9. We always do number 9 together. It's kind of hard for me to show everything at once, but it says, write. Explain why you can use subtraction to solve a division problem. Why is it that we can use subtraction to solve a division problem? So what are we going to write here? Subtraction Why can you use subtraction to solve a division problem? Helps me divide because, all right, let me just make sure everybody has that. Again, I'm zooming out a lot because I want to make sure all of you can see what I'm writing. Subtraction helps me divide because. I want everybody to write that much, and then we'll go over the reason why subtraction helps us. So please copy that part of the sentence. If I'm going too fast, now I'm giving you a few minutes to get that part of the sentence written down. Okay, so we're going to say subtraction helps me divide because it shows how many groups. All right, subtraction helps me divide because it shows how many groups I used to subtract. All right, we're just going to leave it there. Subtraction helps me divide because it shows how many groups I used to subtract. Now you can still see at the top of the paper, here's the subtraction that they did for number 1. After you finish all of that subtraction and you've gotten all the way to 0, all you got to do is go back and see how many times you subtracted. That tells you how many groups you have. That gives you your quotient. So that's why I wrote this down here. It helps me divide because it shows how many groups I used to subtract, just like it shows you in number 1. We subtracted 4 times, so we know 16 divided by 4 is 4. All right, I'll leave that there just for a minute or so you can copy, but I am going to move on, boys and girls, in about 2 minutes. And then if you are not done, remember, you may pause the video so that you can finish writing, and then when you're ready, you can hit play again, and I will be on the back of this homework. But right now, I'll give you about a minute and a half just to copy the sentence, okay? Go ahead. All right, if you're almost done, keep going. Remember, we're writing subtraction helps me divide because it shows how many groups I used to subtract. Okay, 30 more seconds. All right, my friends, I'm going to the next side or the other side of the paper. So please, let's take a look. For number 1 on the back, I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do number 2. I think you'll be able to figure both of those out. Let's try some review. Let's see. Do I want to do number 3? No, I think I'm going to try number 4, okay? This is a review, so let's go over it. It says each month for 7 months, Samuel mows 3 lawns. How many more lawns does he need to mow before he has mowed 29 lawns? All right, so again, for 7 months, Samuel has been mowing lawns, and then it says he's been doing it for 7 months, and Samuel mows 3 lawns, okay? So then it says how many more lawns does he need to mow? Boys and girls, this is a 2-step problem. You have to do 2 operations in order to find the final answer. So first, let's look at the first part. Each is an important word. We know he does lawn mowing for 7 months, and he does 3 lawns. So 7 and 3 have to be multiplied. So first we need to find that. So first we're going to find 3 groups of 7. And if you count 3 groups of 7, you will get 21. So that basically means for each month he's mowing 21 times, okay? Then it says how many more. Those 3 words are key words that tell us we must subtract. So it says, how many more lawns does he need to mow before he has mowed 29? So I'm sorry if I said 21 hours. I meant to say 21 lawns. He mows 21 lawns so far, but he needs to get to 29. We just said how many more means to subtract. So I'm going to subtract 29 minus 21, and my answer is 8. So your answer for number 4 should be 8. All right, I'm going past the 15-minute mark. Remember, I don't like to do that. So I'm not going to do number 5 or 6 either. 5 and 6 is using this bar graph. You'll notice one of the bars is missing for one of the kids. These are hours that were volunteered by kids. You have Jill, Ben, Maddie, and Eli. And it tells you how many hours they volunteered. Look at the bars and see where they go to. And answer questions 5 and 6. We will go over that tomorrow. I want to leave now. It is at the 16-minute mark. I don't like to have these videos too long. So that is all I'm going to do for tonight's homework. The rest of it you will do on your own. I will go over it with both classes tomorrow. Okay, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.